I said I wanna rock.
Are we gonna be goofing off like this every day?
We're not goofing off. We're creating musical fusion.
Wow. You're amazing, dude.
Thanks. I like to play.
I'm a small reporter from Rolling Stone magazine that's in town to do an exclusive interview with Michael Jackson.
I got a fever. And the only prescription is more cowbell.
It is time for the Unsigned and Unhinged Meltdown.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Unsigned, Unhinged Meltdown. I am your host, as always, Frank E. And I have with me all the way from the coast, my very first Christian rock band on the show, Ministry of Angels. And I have the multi-talented member of the group, Ray. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I'm doing just fine. It looks like we got a little bit of an echo there.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's cool, man, because then I could be like, oh, yeah, we're doing some Robotronic stuff. Anyway, yeah. Now, we've had conversations, so you're really, diverse in your background in the conversations that we have had. You told me about how you did some stuff in Texas with, with touring and doing shows down in Texas. You want to share a little bit of that with us?
Oh, gosh, I have played just about everywhere that you can imagine, traveling around in all different bands. I lived out of a post office box for several years because all I did was just travel with bands. What's your address? It's post office box something somewhere.
Oh, man.
So, yeah, I can honestly say I've seen every state in the United States, and except for Hawaii. And got paid for it. That was really cool.
Yeah, that's something to be proud of, getting paid for something that you love to do.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully one day I can get paid for doing this because I love doing this, and I love getting independent, local, and unsigned music into the hands of people that may have not had a chance to actually listen to them already.
Exactly.
Which I'm based in Wisconsin, and I'm talking to a band out here in Spokane, Washington. Now, like I always tell everybody, how I hear of the band, how I heard of Ministry of Angels was the podcast that I've been plugging for the past week and a half, Killing It with Kat. Kat said, hey, these guys are going to be on my first show. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, what kind of band are they? And she goes, oh, they're a Christian rock band. I'm like, dude, I've been missing that in my show. I want some major, major diversity. So I immediately hooked up with Ray and said, dude, you got to be a part of my show. And he was like, okay. Yeah, sure, why not? No twist in my arm. I don't mind getting the word out there. So now you got, like I said, you guys are a Christian rock band. Now, now how I'm going to say this, I hope I don't mess up, but what made you decide to go into Christian rock music? What made you decide to do this genre?
Listening to Christian rock, it started way back, bands like Stryper and, even Kansas. If you listen to early Kansas stuff, they were a Christian rock band. People don't, think of them as they are, but they really were. And I've just always been kind of pulled towards different genres of music. When you talk about Christian rock bands, they don't really sound like us. We take the more of the gothic format, like bands from Denmark and Norway. And
I get a lot. I get a lot of Lacuna Coil when I listen to your wife singing.
Oh yeah. It's something that I sort of grew up listening to, so I just kind of implemented. Yeah. It's the kind of music that I listen to, so it's the kind of music that I'm kind of drawn to write also, because that's sort of my favorite genre of music. I do write other stuff. You'll hear on some of our future CDs. We all write blues and jazz, and because I have a lot of different influences in my past, and I'm trying to implement them in a little bit here and there as we go along. So. But yeah, my major influences. We were me and my wife were sitting around one day, and when we just decided to, after we gave our life to God, we said, well, what's one thing that we could do to better ourselves in the eyes of God? Well, let's praise Him by writing music. So that's kind of how we got into it.
Yeah, and that's a great way to do it. I know there's lots of Christian bands that I listen to because, like we said, I listen to everything. And when I've listened to the lyrics in your music, the message is very clear. And unlike a lot of bands, and now I'm not dissing the bigger bands like 1,000 Foot Crutch or Skillet, the message kind of gets lost to me, and I can't tell what kind of message they're trying to bring out. But with all the music that I've actually had a chance to hear of yours, which is on your YouTube page, which, by the way, all the links, as always, are right below in the description here. So I'll have a link to their YouTube page as well as their Facebook page. The lyrics are very distinct, and they hit you right in the face. And you know what you're trying to sing about, which I really appreciate.
Yeah, we are definitely a Christian rock band. Some of the lyrics are taken directly out of the Bible. So
awesome. That's inspiring for people that are really trying to get into that genre of music. Like, what am I supposed to write about? Well, dude, you got like a whole book right there in front of you that can honestly tell you what to write about. So
you've got the book right in front of you.
Yeah, exactly. So now I have 3 songs that I'm going to be playing for you guys because I haven't got the CD yet that you sent me, but that's okay.
Oh, it's in the mail as we speak.
The check is in the mail. No, it's not. So
no, it actually is.
I believe you. I believe you. So the first song that we're going to spin for everybody is Mental Health Day.
Oh, that's a rockin' tune.
Oh, I honestly really, really like this song. This song's got a lot of power into it.
Yeah. It's actually my wife. That's one of her favorite songs that we've done. So
okay. Now, what's actually the message that you're trying to deliver with Mental Health Day?
Oh God, it's basically it's real simple. If you're having a problem, give it to God. Put it in God's hands and let Him take care of it. He will fix it for you. So if you're having a mental health day where everything around you is just crazy and mixed up, you got the voices in your head, and you don't know what to deal with them, give it to God. That's what He's there for. He will help you.
That's really inspiring. So guys, like I said, we're going to spin that track for your Mental Health Day, so check it out.
Is that I hear? Is that the voices in my head? What shall I do to stop all this chatter being attacked from all sides? I look to the Lord for deliverance. When will my angels rise? My head, they go again. Stop these voices in my head. Oh, when there is worry, look in God's word, holding on to the promises. Pray to the Lord for deliverance. Now my angels have arrived, wrapped in their wings, various voices in my head. Resist the evil one, drive him out with God's word instead. I will never be alone as long as you're with me. There's power you can see. No, you're not crazy. In my heart. Unhealthy thoughts are never from God. They are from darkness below. God is there for deliverance, surrounded by angels on all sides. Oh, thanks to you, Lord, silence voices in my head. Exit anxiety, the devil is fled. I will never be alone as long as you're with me. There's power you can see. No, you're not crazy.
All right, guys, that was Mental Health Day. Like you said, if you're having a problem, in his words, if you're having a problem, don't do anything rash. There's one place that you can go. So, I mean, check it out. I mean, you know, I'm a Christian. It's okay. I know I mess up like 24/7, but it is what it is. You know,
Everybody messes up.
Everybody messes up. I mean,
that's right. There's only one person that is perfect, and you got to look up into the sky to see that. So
exactly. So now you have done a lot of touring outside of Ministry of Angels. Now, have you guys played any shows together as a couple with you and your wife?
Actually, we haven't. We've been so busy. We spent several months in our studio recording this.
Okay.
And recording other ones that we actually, as a duo, we haven't gone out as Ministry of Angels yet. So.
Okay. Now, have you considered bringing in other people for like when you play a live show? So, because I don't think you can sit there and play drums, keyboard, and guitar and bass all at the same time during a show. I would pay to see that. That would be very entertaining. But,
they would have to graft a few more arms onto me, but hey, I could do it.
Hey, you could be you could be the Dr. Octopus of rock and roll. I'm just saying.
That's right.
You know, and there I go with my nerdisms, because, dude, I went.
That's okay. I know who you're referring to.
And I went and saw the new Spider-Man this weekend, and let me tell you, it's phenomenal.
Is it?
Oh God. The new Spider-Man, Tom Holland, man, he nails it. He knocked it out of the park. He did such a good job playing Spider-Man.
I guess I should go see it then.
You should. You should, as you should. You should. Everybody go and see Spider-Man. So
okay, I'll be back.
No, not now. You gotta wait till after the show.
Okay.
So
I took that literally.
Yeah, well, sometimes I can be a little demanding, but it happens. That's
okay. Yeah.
So now, what are some of the more memorable venues that you've actually had a chance to play at in your lifetime?
Let's see. Well, I've played Tucson Gardens. I was in a band. We opened up for Wishbone Ash, if you remember who they are.
Yeah, that sounds very familiar to me.
Yeah,
yes.
I've played opening up for Steppenwolf. I was in a band. We did that for a while.
That's a name in the drop hat right there. Oh man.
And I don't know if you remember a band out of Seattle called Rail.
I've heard of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they were pretty darn popular back in, well, I won't say when, but we went on tour with them for quite a while. I've played giant, huge venues here in Spokane. We played the Knitting Factory, which is a big, huge concert venue. I've played the Paramount Theater in Portland, Oregon, and I've played everywhere. There probably isn't anywhere up and down the West Coast that I haven't probably played at least several times.
Yeah. It from what you were telling me, since pretty much you were 8 years old, you've been involved in music somehow. So we're not going to drop your age now, but we'll just say you're the same age as me. So
that's okay, because I wouldn't be able to pick it up.
So now, what would you say are some of the bands that you've actually had to play with, which you mentioned Steppenwolf and such? Has there been any other bands that really kind of stuck out to you?
Oh gosh, yes. Some of the bands that I've played in, I really had a blast. I played in a Ozzy Osbourne tribute band down in out of Palm Springs,
Ozzy.
California. And
Ozzy, man,
those guys.
That was one of my first albums I ever had.
Ozzy?
Yeah, Blizzard of Oz was one of the first albums I ever had. No joke.
Oh yeah, gosh, that's all of those have just been a major influence on me. Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. That's kind of where I put my roots. And Tony Iommi actually taught me how to play guitar, so I learned a lot from him.
Yeah. And as we were talking earlier,
that's why I play an SG today against an SG. So.
As we were talking earlier, because as you know, Spokane is not too far away from Seattle. So
that's right.
We were talking, and guess who he knows in Seattle? One of my favorite bands of all time. He knows Pearl Jam, and you know what? I am absolutely flippin' jealous of you for that, because the album 10, in my opinion, is one of the greatest albums ever made. Pearl Jam 10
I think it ranks up there with in the top 10 of one of the greatest albums.
In my opinion, it's in the top 10. It's probably in my top 5. Just saying. It's one of my. I can listen to that album from start to finish and go, it's over. Let's restart it. Boom. And get right back onto it. So, there
were some good bands that came out of Seattle. Soundgarden,
Chris Cornell, may rest in peace. Nirvana.
Yep, they kind of started the whole Seattle.
Yeah, Alice in Chains.
Seattle
Gosh,
thing.
a lot of
From
good
Aberdeen,
bands.
Washington.
Yeah, a lot of good bands came out of there. So, my next question for you. Now, you've clearly have played a lot of different kinds of venues, but you as an artist, do you prefer to play on a larger stage where you can interact with the band more, or like a smaller stage that's like kind of up close and personal with the fans, so it's like a more intimate setting with the crowd?
Well, I like playing large stages because I can set up. I have a rather large drum set, and so I can put that up, and you can't really do that on a smaller venue. So
kind of like the
putting up my
Queensryche,
double kick drum and just kind of going for it. But
kind of like the drum set from Queensryche.
Yeah, about that.
that was a huge drum set.
Yeah, I'll have to send you a picture of it because you'll sit there and go, "Wow!"
Oh man, I'm actually looking forward to that. There's a local band here in Kenosha, Saint Tragedy. The drummer Jason from Saint Tragedy has this huge drum set, and the whole part of them doing their setup and takedown is mainly taking apart his drum set and putting it together. That's their that drum set is huge, but it looks amazing. So
yeah, I remember a few years ago, because I took it was an 11-piece kit, and then I added a 12-piece electronic set on top of that. So yeah, I had like at one of my drum sets, I had like 24 drums up all at once. Oof. With 17 cymbals, and I still got my gong. Can't be a rock and roll band without a gong.
Who do you think you are, Neil Peart? I mean, come on, man. Neil Peart, greatest drummer of all time. No one can argue that. I'll leave it right there.
He is amazing, and I've seen Rush 6 times in concert. So.
And you're up there on the years of me. I'm 38, and we're not going to say how old he is, but I've seen him 3 times. All 3 times on the Test for Echo tour. And
cool.
They actually played 2112 in its entirety on that tour, and I was just
I actually saw the 2112 tour. So
there you man. Go. That
and you know who opened up for him? Pat Travers. I just thought that was great.
Oh man, 2112.
Tommy Aldridge on drums.
2112. That's another one of the greatest albums of all time. My goodness.
Oh yeah, that is my favorite Rush album right there.
That is my favorite Rush album. My favorite Rush song is on probably one of their least popular albums. It's on Power Windows, but my favorite song is Mystic Rhythms.
Oh yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. It's my favorite Rush song, but it's probably their least popular album.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it doesn't get much airplay. Let's put it that way.
That and Caress of Steel, that was pretty bad too.
Yeah.
But yeah. So
Rush.
But I grew up on Rush, and they are my favorite band of all time. But Bad Religion, that's probably my second favorite band, and they're like old school hardcore punk and old school classic rock. They have nothing in common, but they're my 2 favorite bands. Deal with it. I don't care. So the next song that we're going to actually play for everybody, for you off your CD, that's now, is it available for anybody just yet, or just hard copies at shows?
It's just, we're basically just doing hard copies of it. We're kind of promoting it and selling it ourselves right now.
Okay.
I'm going to be setting it up where you can probably digital download it here pretty soon. We're actually working on a web page where you could go and buy it directly from our website. So,
awesome.
But gosh, it's just everything takes so much time nowadays.
Everything is digital now, man. Everything is.
I know.
The only
myself.
Like I have no hard copy CDs unless they're my autographed copy CDs from all independent, unsigned, and local bands, which I have 32.
Well, you're gonna have 33 here.
Yeah, because I got one on my way from you guys. So
on way, and we autographed in it, and we threw a picture in there for you too. So,
aw, see, they show me love at Unsigned and
right.
Unhinged. So all my Meltdown maniacs, be jealous. It's okay. So, but like I said, this next song we're gonna spin is "Fishers of Men." So why don't you tell us a little bit about the meaning behind this song?
Okay, well, fishers of men, if you know anything about the Bible, Jesus went up to his soon-to-be disciples, and, Jesus was not a fisherman, so he kept telling them, grab your nets, grab your boats, go out and fish.
Yeah.
Well, they kind of hesitated a little bit because, well, we're professional fishermen. This is not the right time of the day to do this. But they went out, boom, they came back with so much fish in their boats that the boats were starting to sink.
Yeah, that's such a great parable.
Yeah, and so, come and follow me, fishers of men. So that's what they did. They gave up their fish, they gave up their boats, and after what Jesus had showed them what he could do, that they followed him. So that's kind of what the song is about, fishers of men, come and follow me.
Yeah. So, all right, guys, check it out. This is Fishers of Men. Like I said, right now you can only get a hard copy, which hopefully, they'll have the website up soon, and I'm sure there'll be a link to the website on their Facebook page, which all the links will be down below in the description. But for right now, you can definitely find it on YouTube. So check it out. Here is the song, Fishers of Men.
Fishers of men.
right, guys, that was a great song, Fishers of Men. Really, really strong, positive message. I hope you guys caught it, and I really hope you enjoyed it. But yeah, I got Ray with me still. He's still here.
Hello.
Hello, matey.
Hello.
Crikey. I got Ray with Ministry of Angels, and one of the last serious questions I'm gonna ask you before we get into the really good fun stuff
Serious?
is
Oh, no.
we're gonna ask one serious question. So seriously
All right.
speaking, oh, he's got the jazz voice.
That's right.
You should answer this question with your jazz voice.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. So, as time has evolved, so has, technology, and now we have, the internet, which, back when, things were younger, we never thought that you could sit there and have the internet and do these kinds of things, or have a computer in your own home, or have a computer that you could carry in your back pocket with the cell phone. So, I mean, things have changed so much. So, anyway, so with the evolving of technology, we now have smartphones. And with smartphones...
Oh, some of them do. My phone's kind of dumb, but...
Yeah, these things happen. But with the evolving technology of smartphones, we also have the evolving technology of social media.
Yep.
Facebook and all of that wonderful Twitter, Instagram stuff. So let me ask you, as being in a band... How do you feel social media helps you, or do you feel it hinders you as a band?
Oh no! Social media actually has helped us a lot. Like I said, I was never on Facebook until Ministry of Angels,
and now you met me
then,
as a friend. I am now your Facebook friend.
That's right, yeah. And not only that, Ministry of Angels has over 4,000 Facebook friends.
Ooh.
So
that's
so
intense.
I think that's really cool. I have, like I said, I was probably the last person on this planet to decide to join Facebook. But when I finally did it, it's a good way to get the message out. It's a good way to get the music out, and people from all over the world that would have any idea who you are can pull you up and listen to you at any time they want to. So I think social media is actually great for the music business.
Oh, and it's a massive tool. It really is. And it's up to you if you actually utilize it. It's a free tool. So why not have some free publicity? Like my podcast, it's free. You ain't got to pay for it. And your music is not just hitting Seattle. It's hitting Wisconsin. It's hitting Florida. It's hitting Texas. It's hitting
Wallamaloo, Australia.
Yeah, it's all over the place. So
Cesspool, England. I hear it's even being played over there.
Oh, there's the inside joke that we were talking about.
That's right.
So now we're going to get into the fun portion of things.
Goody.
It's all good. So now, if you could go on tour with any band, whether they're alive, dead, broken up, who would you want to go on tour with?
Nightwish.
Yeah, why did I see that coming? Oh, I know, because you told me this when we were talking last night.
Yeah. Nightwish, Within Temptation, Lacuna Coil. A friend of mine, she's the lead singer. She's in a band called La Ventura. I would love to go on tour with any of those or all of those people.
Yeah, which is, I started listening to Nightwish after you brought that up to me.
Great band.
They're really good.
Yeah, extremely good. Yeah,
So,
Tomas, he does most of the writing for that band. He is just an incredible musician. Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So now here's one for you. What is the first concert you've ever been to in your entire life?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
This is going to date me. You realize that?
Hey, it's all good.
The first concert that I ever went to, was that the question?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you. The opening act was Tower of Power, The middle act was Tony Joe White, the song Poke Salad Annie.
Yep.
And the headliner was Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Ooh, so, CCR, baby.
Yeah, that was the very first concert, and I got to tell you, I think I was in 8th grade or something like that. So I was kind of young, but
yeah,
and I sat there and I watched these guys, and I go, that's what I want to do.
I remember my first concert was AC/DC.
That would have been good.
That was a great show. Great show. What was the first album that you ever bought?
Steppenwolf, Born to Be Wild.
Oh, man, that was a good album, too.
Oh, it's still a good album.
Well, yeah, it's a great album. Now, if I tell you mine, you have to promise not to laugh too hard. You can laugh, but don't laugh too hard.
You didn't ask me what my second album was I bought, so.
Okay, my first album that I ever got, it was a gift for Christmas. And I got New Kids on the Block.
All right.
And I was so excited. I was just like, hanging tough. Hanging tough. Dude, I love New Kids on the Block for about 6 months. And then I got over it. I was like, it was a fad. And I'm glad that I'm over that fad. So
yeah, me too.
Yeah. So now comes to the point in my show where I always ask this question. And
I didn't do it.
Oh no, it's coming up. Which honestly, Ray and I, we've talked before this, so we kind of have a huge bond when it comes to this subject matter. And as all of you guys know, all my Meltdown Maniacs know, I'm a huge wrestling fan. Yeah. I absolutely love wrestling. My bedroom is decked out in wrestling merchandise. I have so much wrestling memorabilia. It's pathetic. Actually, it's not pathetic. I'm a huge, big kid. My living room is decked out in nerd stuff. As Kaylee, my roommate, says, it is the fortress of nerditude. So, yeah, I got so much nerd stuff. I don't care. I'm a big kid. I love it. I have
a Sheamus action figure. So there you go.
Oh, dude, I have so many action figures. It's ridiculous. I have autographed action figures.
Cool.
I have every single Bayley action figure ever made because Bayley, I love Bayley. Not only is she extremely attractive, I love what she does to the fans. I love what she does for the sport. I love what she does for the business. And she's
a positive person.
Exactly. And she's so talented in the ring. And that's why I love her. And on top of it, yeah, she's I'm not going to lie, she's drop dead gorgeous. But that's besides the point. So to my future wife, if you ever think I'm going to cheat on you, the only person you have to worry about is Bayley, okay? I've said it. That's the only person you need to worry about. And don't worry, because it's not like she'll ever meet me. I'm just saying. I mean, I've met a lot of people.
You never know.
I've met a lot of wrestlers, but every time I try to go meet Bayley, I'm like 5 minutes behind. So maybe it's just not meant to be. I don't know. Maybe I'll just embarrass myself if I meet her. But anyway, on to the question.
That's the point, isn't it?
So, if a wrestler had came to you guys, Ministry of Angels, and said, we would really like to use one of your songs for an entrance song, what song would you actually hand them?
Oh, my, that's a good question. I've written so many songs, and there's only 10 of them on this CD, but we've actually got probably 3 CDs worth of material already recorded right now. I just haven't released the other 20. Boy, that is a really good question. We have one. If the Undertaker came up to me and said, I want you to can we use one of your songs? We have a song that's called Lazarus, and that's the one where Jesus raises Lazarus from the dead. So that would be a good song for him because he rises from the dead every time he comes back. So
yeah, but sadly, Boomin' Reigns retired him at WrestleMania, and I'm so mad about that.
Well, wrestling is a lot like science fiction. In science fiction, nobody really dies.
Oh, I know. But
there's always that possibility he's going to come back.
The man is like 85 years old.
Nobody thought Goldberg would come back either, but hey.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. I mean, Undertaker, Mark is about 85 years old. Not literally. I think he's in his 50s though. I really think he's in his 50s. So yeah. I honestly don't think he's even in the physical shape to come back. But I honestly don't like that they made him lose his last WrestleMania match to Roman Reigns and ruin my childhood. Why? Why, Vince McMahon, did you ruin my childhood? Ugh.
Because it's wrestling.
Oh, God. Roman Reigns, of all people, beating The Undertaker.
Away as a winner, I thought.
Oh, yeah. The Brock Lesnar match, that was okay. Him losing to Brock Lesnar, I was okay with that.
Yeah.
If he would have walked away after that, I would have been okay. But as the future went on, the only person that I feel that he should have lost to, because what they're trying to do with this character, is he should have lost to Bray Wyatt, because Bray Wyatt is supposed to be the new face of fear. So that would have made sense if Bray Wyatt would have beat The Undertaker.
Yeah, I just don't think he should have lost. I think he should have gone out as a winner.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. But seeing as we're on wrestling, and we both love it, he goes, yeah, because he loves it just as much as I do. And, being as a Christian, and with the Christian music that you do, and the character of Bray Wyatt, how he portrays to be like this god. Like, how do you honestly feel about that as a Christian? Like it's an act. He's just acting. But
yeah, he's just acting. It's kind of like when The Rock plays a character, or or even Shawn Michaels. Shawn Michaels is a devout Christian.
Oh, I know, and he's one of my big heroes.
Sometimes he played the bad guy, sometimes he played the good guy. But it's just an act. Yeah. So you got to look at the real individual. I used to hang around, Jesse Ventura in Portland, and he always put on this act, but in real life he's just like a teddy bear. I probably shouldn't say that for the Jesse Ventura fans that are out there, but and like I said, my dad was in that for quite a while, so I got to know a lot of these wrestlers up close and personal, and so it's just an act.
Yeah. Shawn Michaels is arguably one of the greatest wrestlers of all time.
He's great.
And I love that when he retired and came back, and at this point in time he didn't hide it. He's like, "Hey, I'm a born again Christian." And they wanted to bring D-Generation X back together, but they didn't want D-Generation X to shy away from what they used to do. When when Shawn was still not a Christian, so to speak.
Yeah,
and
him and Triple H.
Yeah, so what they did is whenever they were going to do something that would be quote unquote questionable, they had Shawn walk away. Like when they did the cookout scene back a while ago. It was like
yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, look, Mr. Fuji." And then he goes, "Where?" And Shawn takes off, and they have two girls flash a guy. And then he comes back, he goes, "I didn't see Mr. Fuji." I mean, it was... They still did the on-edge stuff, but, and I don't want to say worked around his Christianity or his faith, but, they considered what he did not want to do, which I thought was very commendable.
Right. They were considerate enough to, believe in his faith, not to push him into doing something he didn't want to do.
Yeah. And especially Sting is the same way. He's the same way. So, but yeah, anyway, man, so the last song that we're going to spin for everybody, which arguably of the three songs that I've heard on YouTube is definitely my favorite song, which is Double Barrel Baptism. Which is a very, very unique title, and I can tell you right now, I really feel the Lacuna Coil influences in this song in particular. So
Yeah.
I know
I'd go on tour with them in a heartbeat. Let's put it that way.
definitely. So I know this story, but why don't you tell the listeners what's the meaning behind this song?
Okay, double-barreled baptism. It was Easter, and me and my wife were at church, and every Easter they have a baptism pool, and it's usually one giant, large pool that people get baptized in. But this particular Easter, they had two of them set up, so it was one to the left, one to the right, and people were getting in them, and the double-barreled, we're looking at that, the two barrels that they were getting into, and our pastor up there, that's what he was talking about was, look, we've got a double-barreled, and I looked over at Nancy, my wife, and I go, double-barreled baptism. I go, there's a song there. So that's what we did. We went home and put it together, and she did the lyrics for it, and it just came out. And so, double-barreled baptism. So that's what we actually named our first CD too. And she did all the artwork for the cover and everything. And I think it's just beautiful what she did.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
She's quite the artist too, by the way.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I can't wait to see that. So,
wait till you see the next one.
I can't wait. I can't wait. So, but like I said, guys, this is Ray with Ministry of Angels, and I really want to thank you for all the time that you've given me.
It was fun
for this episode. I really appreciate it. And your music is very inspiring. And
thank you.
And it's easy to listen to. It's not like something where you're like, what is he trying? What's the message that he's trying to give out? You can clearly understand the message.
Yep.
And you guys are really, really talented. So thank you so much thank you so much for giving me all the time. Like I said,
anytime.
Hey, I hope I can get you guys on again and play some more of your music.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, definitely. So like I say, guys, keep the trend moving, keep the trend alive. # support local music. And we'll catch you guys next time on Unsigned and Unhinged.
be plunged in the waters. Come, let us gather at the river to be cleansed and become white as snow. This is a